Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wednesday, January the 10th. 10 games on today's card. A tricky schedule, guys. We're going to dissect each one of these games, see if we can find an edge and come up with some winners. As usual, guys, best bet of the day, an hour before tip-off as a pinned comment on the video and on my Twitter at Pick'emNBABets. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the action, come up with some winning picks. Let's go. All right, guys, up first we got Minnesota and Boston taking on the Celtics. Timberwolves, guys, just 2 wins in their last 5. They're coming off a win in Orlando. It's going to be a second night of back-to-back for them. Big 21-point win for wire-to-wire from Minnesota. Was dominant throughout. The only negative, guys, the starters did log in quite a few minutes for a blowout win. I don't think the coach managed the minutes too well in that game. Plus, they got travel. Second night of back-to-back was travel and against undefeated Celtics team. Tough spot for Minnesota. They got no injuries. Everyone should be playing. Boston, guys, they've won 3 of their last 5. They're coming off a bad loss in Indiana. They were playing without Jason Tatum in that game. It was pretty much a rest game for Jason Tatum. And Tyrese Halliburton from Indiana injured himself in the first half. Boston was up double digits, and they got ran in the second half. To be fair, though, guys, the refs did miss a call in the second half. Officially, the NBA report came out, and they said that Kristaps Porzingis didn't foul the three-point shooter, Matherin, that gave the Pacers the win. But in an earlier play, guys, Jaylen Brown got hit in the head, and they reviewed it. They kept looking at it. It was so clear that he got fouled in the head, but they didn't call it. Sometimes, guys, for those of you that have watched Rasheed Wallace's podcast, he keeps talking about how the NBA is rigged and it's like the new WWE. I don't know, when you see replays like this, or the LeBron 3 when his foot was clearly behind the three-point line, they counted as a 2. Sometimes you just think, what's going on over here? That was a little strange. We might have a makeup spot here, guys, for Boston. This line is 2 point higher than my estimate. But what I'm going to do in this game, guys, I'm going to take Minnesota in the first half with the plus 4.5. I think they carry on with momentum. They might just run out of gas at the end, though. Let's take him here to start out strong. Minnesota plus 4.5 in the first half. All right, guys, up next we got Sacramento and Charlotte taking on the Hornets. Sacramento Kings, 3 wins in their last 5. They're coming off a 21-point win in Detroit. Wow, what a game that was, guys. Sacramento actually got down by 20-some points in the first. They gave up 47 points in the first quarter. It looked like Detroit was going to shock them over there, but they came all the way freaking back. Not only did they come back, guys, they ended up winning by 21. Talk about a swing. That was a 40-point swing right there for Sacramento. They got the firepower, guys, and they proved it. This is going to be a second night of back-to-back, though. A tough spot for Sacramento, guys. They have not been that good this year on the second night of back-to-back. I think they haven't even covered one spread so far this year, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to be at full strength tonight. I don't see anybody on the injury report. Charlotte, they have won just 1 out of their last 5. They're coming off a 7-point loss to Chicago. A couple of straight losses to Chicago. Actually, Charlotte is downtrending, guys. Really, really bad. Struggling. If you look at the injury report, it's stacked. Cody Martin listed as questionable. He might come back. That would be some good reinforcements there. Gordon Hayward still out. LaMelo, Mark Williams. PJ Washington also expect to miss. He didn't play against Chicago either. Now, guys, in this ball game, I'm going to take a play here with Charlotte in the plus 7.5. Like I said, Sacramento not good on a second night of back-to-back. Would I be surprised if they came in there and blew out the Charlotte Hornets? No, I would not be surprised. But Charlotte, guys, has been pretty competitive at home for the most part. Do cover quite a few spreads. I don't know what their ATS is, but I know they've been competitive in most of their games. And like I said, Sacramento, guys, I don't think they've covered not even one game so far this year on a back-to-back. So let's go with the trend. Take Charlotte here, plus 7.5. All right, guys, in the next game, we got San Antonio and Detroit. A couple of teams that have a combined 8-64 record. On a 5-game losing streak, both teams. Somebody's going to have to win tonight. There's no ties in basketball, or else that would probably be the fairest result for nobody to win. Now, guys, Detroit, they are coming off a second night back-to-back. I just talked about them. They played against Sacramento last night. They got up by 20 in the first quarter and then got absolutely ran after that. They're playing without Cade Cunningham, second night of back-to-back. Now, San Antonio, guys, favored on the road. I know it doesn't look that good, but Detroit, guys, is just, oh my God. At least San Antonio has been a little competitive in their last few. They lost to Cleveland by 2. They lost to the Bucks by 4. Memphis by 8. They have been showing a few signs, but they could fall off the cliff, guys, at any moment in time. Nobody is to be trusted here. I do think they're not as bad as Detroit, though. I'm going to take them here with the -3, just 1 star, though. I'm not going to be betting on this game, guys. Of course not. But if I had to pick a side, I would take the Spurs -3. Up next, we got Washington in Indiana taking on the Pacers. The Wizards, guys, they just plain out suck. 5-30, the circus. 5-game losing streak. Terrible. They do have talent, guys. I don't understand why they are so bad, but they just are. They're just not interested in playing defense pretty much. Poor coaching, no discipline, just an absolute shit show over there in Washington. Indiana, they've won 4 out of their last 5, coming off a really nice win against the Celtics, a couple points, 133-131. The NBA report came out, though, guys, and said that the Pacers shouldn't have won that game. Benedict Mathurin, he got fouled on a 3-point attempt. That pretty much gave the win to Indiana, even though the play before, like I talked about earlier, guys, Jaylen Brown got fouled in the head. The refs didn't call it. Indiana won that game. They probably shouldn't have. Tyrese Halliburton, he's going to be out. He suffered a hamstring injury. He's going to be out for, I think, for like a couple weeks. So they're going to be playing without him. They have been uptrending, though, playing pretty well. Usually, guys, in these spots, I do like to take the team missing their star player in the first game that he's missing. Usually, the remaining players do tend to rally, play well. And Indiana has been uptrending. But, guys, I just can't bet them without Tyrese. I'm going to take the circus here, actually, plus 7.5, 1 star. Am I going to be betting on this game? Probably not. Actually, I won't. But if I had to pick a side, guys, I think Washington, you never know, guys, when they decide to show up, they could pull off an upset. Why not over here? Washington plus 7.5, my pick in this game. Up next, we got Philly in Atlanta. The Sixers, guys, have been struggling. Just 2 wins in their last 5. 2-game losing streak. Couple of really, really bad losses at home. Blowout 128-92 against the Knicks. And in their last one, a really, really bad one. 120-109 loss against the Utah Jazz. Joel Embiid, of course, did not play in that last game. Neither did Tobias Harris. But still, guys, Utah, they suck on the road. But Philly just could not get the job done. They are downtrending, not playing well. Embiid's not expected to play tonight either. Tobias Harris is off the injury report. He's going to be playing also D'Anthony Melton. He's listed as questionable. Hopefully he gets back. They need as many bodies as they can get right now because they are struggling. Atlanta, guys, just 2 wins in their last 5. 2-game losing streak for them. A couple of losses to Indiana and Orlando. Usually, guys, this is kind of strange. Atlanta does get some favorable numbers by the books. This number is actually the first time in a while that I think it is pretty right. I actually had them at 3, and this is because I know how the books like to price the Atlanta Hawks. They're not this much better than the Sixers, even without Embiid. This is a normal-looking number for Atlanta, but it's not going to change my mind, guys. They are fade material. Just fade them whenever chance and any chance you get. I think they're the worst ATS team in the league. Mostly, guys, this is because of the poor pricing by the books this year. They've been giving them a lot of favorable numbers, and they just haven't been covering shit. And they suck. They fucking suck, guys. Clint Capella tonight listed as questionable. The big man on the injury report. I don't think it makes too much of a difference who's playing for Atlanta, guys. They just a very dysfunctional ball club. Doesn't play any defense, just run and gun. I don't know what's up with them. Quinn Snyder, guys, was a good coach with Utah. Things have not been going well with Atlanta. I wouldn't be surprised if they shake things up during the trade deadline either. I'm going to take Philly here, guys, with the +2. I know they've been struggling, but I'm going to take the points here. 2 stars. Why not, guys? Fade Atlanta. Always looks like a good bet. You'll win more than you'll lose, that's for sure. All right, up next, we got OKC and Miami taking on the Heat. Thunder, 3 wins in their last 5. Been struggling a bit lately, guys, during the road trip. They lost their first 2 to Atlanta and Brooklyn. Bounced back with an 8-point win against Washington. Nothing too convincing, but they did get the job done nevertheless. Tonight, guys, taking on the Miami Heat. A pretty tough opponent. OKC, guys, has been playing pretty good basketball on the road so far this year, though. They are 10-6. 4 games above 500. Miami, guys, they have won just 2 out of their last 5, coming off a 7-point win at home against Houston, the first game back from a road trip. Pretty good performance overall from Miami. 7-point win for the Heat. They are struggling with quite a few injuries, guys. Jimmy Butler's been out for a while. And we see Caleb Barton also listed as doubtful. Kyle Lowry listed as doubtful. He hurt his hand in the last game against Houston. Will probably not play. Now, guys, in this game, I'm looking to take the Thunder. I don't know if I want to lay these points to 4.5. I'm going to take them on the money line. I'll put 3 stars behind this play. I'm probably going to parlay this up with something. Just like yesterday, guys. Yesterday, we had a couple of plays. We had the Lakers on the money line and Minnesota on the money line. It was a nice little parlay, guys. Paid more than even money. Might look to pair OKC up with something else again tonight on a small little parlay. I'm going to take him here with the money line. I think they do win the game. Now, could get a little too close for comfort. They could easily blow them out as well. But I like OKC to come away with the W in this game. All right, guys, up next we got Houston at Chicago. The Houston Rockets, they've won 3 of their last 5. On the road after a long homestand, guys. Got a loss in the first one against the Miami Heat. 7-point loss for Houston. We're never really in control of that game at any point. They were playing catch-up pretty much the whole game. Ended up losing by 7. Dylan Brooks, guys, still out for Houston. They are not good on the road. And I actually had them in that game against Miami. I dropped that one on the road, guys. They are pretty pathetic at just 3-11. The Chicago Bulls, they have been playing pretty good ball. 17-21, 2-game winning streak for them. 3 wins in their last 5. A couple wins against Charlotte. Of course, not against the greatest of competition, but nevertheless, guys, they have logged in a couple of W's. You know, Zach LaVine and Vucevic have both been back in the lineup recently. They've been coming in off the bench. This seems to be working pretty well, guys. Now, I might start fading Chicago once those 2 guys get put into the starting lineup again, get back to Chicago's old ways. But the way things are right now, guys, Chicago has been functioning pretty well. Andre Drummond, guys, has been balling like a motherfucker so far, guys. He had 15 boards. He's getting 15 to 20 boards a game. He put up 21 points in limited minutes. Vucevic actually played more than Drummond in the last one against Charlotte, but Drummond is putting up some monster ass numbers in this. That should be a pretty good matchup with Şengün tonight. In this game, guys, Houston, like I said, 3-11 on the road. They do suck. Chicago, as long as LaVine and Vucevic are coming in off the bench, I like the way the team, like I said, has been operating. I'm going to take Chicago here, guys, with the -4. And I'm going to put 2 stars behind this play. In our next game, we got New Orleans in Golden State taking on the Warriors. The Pelicans, guys, red hot. They've won 4 out of 5, coming off a 33-point beatdown of the Sacramento Kings in their last game. They are one of the hottest teams in the league right now, guys, playing some top-notch hoops. On the injury report, though, Zion Williamson, arguably the team's best player listed as questionable with a quad contusion. Got to check his status. Also, Jose Alvarado listed as questionable with an illness. An important player, guys, off the bench, especially in a game like this. I'm sure he'd get quite a few minutes, guys, trying to harass Steph Curry. He's one of those pests on the defensive end. An important player, guys, does a lot of dirty work. Doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet too often, but he's very important for the Pelicans. I also got to check his status. Golden State, guys, they've been struggling. Just 2 wins in their last 5, coming off a 15-point loss against the Raptors, wire-to-wire loss. They were never really in it. Gave up 133 points. And in the previous game, guys, that was a win. They only beat the Pistons by 4. They're not playing well, guys. They're not playing well at all. And to make things worse, on the injury report, Chris Paul, guys, he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. He fractured his hand, not going to be available. Neither is Gary Payton. He's been out with a hamstring injury. And Draymond Green, guys, he got reinstated, but he's not playing yet. He's got to work out. But did you guys see his podcast? He was talking about how he was contemplating retirement. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You're contemplating. You just signed a 4-year deal for $100 million. You're talking about that. You're thinking about retiring. That's a bunch of bullshit. And he said that Adam Silver talked him out of it. All right, guy. He needs to work out, though, guys. His fat ass needs some conditioning. He's not ready to go quite just yet. Doesn't make any difference to me, guys. I'm going to take the hotter team here, New Orleans, on the money line. I'm going to put 2 stars behind this play. Of course, we got to see if Zion's going to play. Even if he doesn't play, guys, even better. Who knows? Golden State might even become a short favorite. We get some plus points for the Pelicans in this game. Our next game, we got the Denver Nuggets in Salt Lake City taking on the Utah Jazz. The Nuggets, guys, 3 wins in their last 5. Been playing pretty good basketball overall. They did lose to the Orlando Magic. It was a bad spot after that emotional win with Jokic's half-court shot in Golden State. They had a back-to-back, played down, and the next game lost by 2 to the Orlando Magic. Bounced back, though, with a 17-point win against the Pistons. On the road, guys, historically not really been that great, the Nuggets, but this year they've been playing a little better. 11-8, they're 3 games above 500. They started out weak again. I think they were like 4 or 5 games below 500. Went on a bit of a run. They've been winning quite a few games on the road, have improved their road performances. On the injury report, Julian Strawther, a rotation player off the bench, not going to play tonight for Denver. Utah, guys. Utah's coming back from a road trip, a very successful one. They actually won 2 straight games, 4 wins out of their last 5. They beat the Sixers straight up by 11 and then followed that up with a 16-point win against the Milwaukee Bucks on the road. Utah, guys, is starting to resemble the team of last year again. They've been uptrending. They've been looking pretty good, which makes a 7-point line in my opinion a bit too much. I had it at 5.5, and I thought that was generous, guys. I don't think it needs me to tell you guys that everyone's going to be taking Utah in this game with the plus points. I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to take Denver here with the -7. Plus, guys, this is Utah's first game back from a road trip. Really not a good spot for any team. Denver, guys, has been rested for a couple of days. I like him here to run away with this game. I'm going to take the Nuggets -7. All right, guys, in our last game of the night, we got the Raptors in LA taking on the Clippers. Raptors coming off a loss to the Lakers, 1-point loss last night. Overall, they've been up trading, guys. 3 wins now in their last 5. Bad loss, though, for Toronto last night. Was what I took out of last night. For those of you that didn't see it, go to YouTube and push Darko Rajakovic's post-game press conference. It's just pure entertainment, guys. The guy was there complaining about the refs. To be honest, he does have a point. The Lakers shot 22 free throws in the fourth quarter to the Raptors 3. And I was watching it because it was the last game on the schedule. I remember Scotty Barnes, he drove down the lane a couple times. And I remember one play specifically went in there, got dunked, got hammered. The refs didn't call shit. And the dude was going absolutely berserk. Watch that press conference, guys. He was pretty much going like, Scotty Barnes, no respect on Scotty Barnes. He's going to be the face of the league. It's just a bunch of bullshit. No respect for my team. And what is going on here? There needs to be some investigation here. I don't know what is going on. That's pretty much how the press conference went. But really watching his facial expressions, looked like the guy was ready to just murder someone. Pure entertainment. Toronto, guys, second night of back-to-back, though. 10-point dogs. I had them as 8.5-point dogs. The Clippers, guys, have been uptrending, one of the hotter teams in the league. 4 wins in their last 5. Coming off a beatdown against my Phoenix Suns. They beat them down by 27, guys. I'm disappointed in Phoenix. Oh, man. I'm kind of shaking out with my futures bet, but I think they will pull it together. But we're not talking about the Phoenix Suns here. We're talking about the Clippers. They're red hot, guys. They are climbing up the standings. They are in 4th place now, 23-13, just 3 games away from the top spot. Their only loss, guys, came to the Lakers a couple of days ago. Lost by 3. Of course, guys, they got rest. Everyone's available. They got the advantage here. The Raptors on second night back-to-back. But, guys, I can't lay these many points with the Clippers. Can they go in there and beat the Raptors? Beat them by 10, by +10? Yeah, they can. But personally, guys, I'm going to take the Raptors here +10. Will I be betting on this game? Probably not. But I do want to watch and see what's going to happen with the refs, guys. Are they going to get any makeup calls? And, yeah, other than that, guys, not much interest in this game. But I think Toronto +10. If I had to pick a side, let's take him here. They've been playing pretty well overall as of late anyways. And this is what I got for you guys tonight on these 10 games, guys. These are my looks. Obviously, guys, I will not be betting on the majority of these games. What I am going to be looking at, I'm actually looking at the OKC Thunder in Miami. I'm also looking at the Denver Nuggets on the road. I think this line, guys, is too high. They're trying to bait in some Utah money. And Utah, not a good spot for them. They have been uptrending. First game back from a road trip, guys. This line is very high. I think Utah's going to get a love in this game. We might see a blowout here. I'm also looking at, I'm keeping my eye out on the New Orleans Golden State. I want to see if Zion plays, see what that line does, how it reacts to him playing or not playing. But I am looking at a play New Orleans in that spot as well. Even though my play of the day, guys, I am kind of looking at maybe another money line parlay. It did work out well yesterday. I'm thinking of taking maybe Denver on the money line and OKC on the money line. I think both teams are going to win. We could get some pretty good odds for a play like that. But, guys, whatever it is, I'll make it official about an hour before tip-off as a pinned comment on the video and on my Twitter at Pick'emNBABets. And, guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap up the video right here. I'm going to wish you all good luck on your plays, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Later, guys.